Hi everybody and welcome to another episode with the Anxious Resistance. Today I'm talking about another supplement that I'm pretty passionate about and have actually been taking myself through this winter of 2024 to 2025, and I do believe it's making a difference for me. So stay tuned for this video and learn all about what this is that I've been using and how it makes a difference with symptoms like anxiety and depression. And it's called TMG, Trimethylglycine. Now, my first introduction to this product, or particularly to TMG or trimethylglycine, was actually on this channel. One of my commenters said, hey, this is what is being called poor man's SAMe. Now, many of you may have seen my SAMe videos in the past, and I have been taking SAMe for several years now, and I actually really like it, and I think it has actually helped me more than even the SSRI that I've been on. I've been on Prozac for years now, since 2016, and some of these things just really make a big difference. Okay, the Prozac I'm on has been a solid foundation for helping me get over my anxiety and my depression and some other challenges and build my own resiliency. Now, when you can add things like TMG or SAMe even to your regimen, it can help you. Instead of maybe getting 40% relief, maybe you can get closer to 80%, 90%. For me, I feel like these days I'm pretty close to 90-95% of my symptom relief through my current medication regimen, along with supplements. Now, what is TMG? What is trimethylglycine? It's otherwise known as betaine or glycine betaine. It is a naturally occurring compound found in various plant sources and synthesized by the human body. It is a derivative of the amino acid glycine with 3 methyl groups attached to the nitrogen atom. Okay, I know this is a lot of chemical speak. Bear with me. The chemical formula for TMG is CH3, 3N positive, CH2, COO negative. TMG is a Zwitter ionic compound, meaning it carries both a positive and a negative charge, which contributes to its unique properties and functions within the body. It is a highly soluble, odorless, and hygroscopic, which means water attracting compound. Now, it does have some alternative names that I've mentioned before, so you may have heard it as one of these names before. It's otherwise known as betaine, glycine betaine, trimethylaminoacetate, oxynurine. Now, you guys can tease me all you want in the comments about my pronunciation of those words. Ultimately, at the end of the day, I will have them in the script, and they should be in the subtitles so you can see how it's spelled. If you really need to know the pronunciation, go look it up. Now let's talk a little bit about the history and the traditional use for TMG. It's a naturally occurring compound found in various plant and animal sources. Its history can be traced back to the 20th century when it was first isolated from sugar beet molasses. However, the traditional use of TMG can be linked to its presence in certain foods and herbs that have been consumed for centuries. In traditional Chinese medicine, for example, foods rich in TMG such as spinach, beetroot, and wheat germ were often used to support overall health and well-being. Similarly, in Ayurvedic medicine, herbs like fenugreek, which contain TMG, were valued for their potential benefits. It wasn't until the 1970s that TMG gained wider attention as a dietary supplement. Researchers began exploring its potential health benefits, particularly in relation to cardiovascular health and methylation processes in the body. Since then, TMG has been studied for its potential applications in various areas, including mental health. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about how TMG can relate to mental health. Now, as mentioned before, it is a plant byproduct or can be synthesized from plants. It plays a critical role in methylation reactions, which are essential for numerous biological processes, including, and this is the big one for mental health, neurotransmitter synthesis. It is also important for gene regulation and detoxification, which can also play a role in mental health. TMG acts as a methyl donor, providing methyl groups for methylation cycle. This cycle is vital for maintaining appropriate levels of homocysteine, an amino acid associated with an increased risk of cardiovascular disease and neurological disorders when present in excessive amounts. In the brain, TMG contributes to the production and regulation of various neurotransmitters such as dopamine, serotonin, and norepinephrine. Now, you guys have probably heard these terms before because these are the exact targets of most mental health medications. So these neurotransmitters are involved in mood regulation, cognitive function, and overall brain health. By supporting their synthesis and metabolism, TMG may potentially influence mental well-being and cognitive performance. So let's talk a little bit about the evidence for use for TMG. It has been studied for its potential benefits in treating various mental health conditions, including depression, anxiety, and other mood disorders. While the research is still ongoing, some studies have suggested that TMG may have therapeutic effects in these areas. One of these proposed mechanisms through which TMG may help with mental health is its ability to act as a methyl donor, as mentioned before. Methylation, again, is very critical to creating neurotransmitters such as serotonin, dopamine, and norepinephrine. TMG may support healthy methylation processes and potentially improve mood and cognitive function. Several studies have investigated the use of TMG in depression and anxiety. For instance, a small pilot study published in the Journal of Alternative and Complementary Medicine in 2004 found that TMG supplementation led to significant improvements in depression and anxiety scores among participants. Another study published in the Journal of Psychiatric Research in 2012 suggested that TMG may have antidepressant-like effects and could potentially be used as an adjunctive therapy for depression. However, it is important to note that the research on TMG for mental health is still limited, and larger, well-designed clinical trials are needed to fully understand its efficacy and safety. Additionally, some studies have reported mixed or inconclusive results, highlighting the need for further investigation. While the potential benefits of TMG in mental health are promising, it's crucial to consult with a healthcare professional before incorporating it into your treatment plan, as it may interact with other medications or have side effects in certain individuals. Again, since this increases production and helps regulate production of serotonin, norepinephrine, dopamine, one of the big things you really need to look for is potential serotonin syndrome. So I had to do this video in 2 takes, so I'm here in a different shirt now, but let's talk a little bit about the side effects that can occur with taking trimethylglycine or TMG. It's generally considered well tolerated, but there are some potential side effects such as nausea, diarrhea, upset stomach, rash or itching, as well as headache. Now, some of these are very transient. They may happen when you start taking TMG. I know for me, I didn't experience any side effects that I can think of from taking the TMG. I feel like it may have contributed a little bit to like some restless legs in the evening. Again, that probably is tied back to the increase in neurotransmitters. Neurotransmitters play a role in things like restless leg syndrome. So anyway, that's my experience with it. But TMG also has potential interactions, and these are the really important things to remember with this. Now, it can interact with things like anticoagulants, otherwise known as blood thinners. It may increase the risk of bleeding. It may also affect blood sugar levels, so this means it could potentially interact with people who are on diabetic medications or other meds that affect blood sugar levels. Now, the biggest and most important one, I think, for us in this population is that it can increase the risk of what's called serotonin syndrome. Now, serotonin syndrome is something that I've talked about before, but it can end up in it really is an overactivity type feeling. You're hyperactive. So you start to feel sweaty, your mind is racing. Sometimes you feel really good to the point of something like giddiness. These are important things to watch for when taking TMG because it can increase those serotonin levels and increase the risk of serotonin syndrome, especially if it is taken with other antidepressants or other serotonin boosting medications or supplements. So please be aware, watch for the symptoms, start low, go slow, and always talk with your provider before starting a supplement, and make sure it will not interact with your medications. There are a few certain populations that need to be careful when taking TMG. This would be pregnant or breastfeeding women, as the safety has not been established. Children should not take it. The dosing has not been determined. Those with kidney or liver disease, because this can affect how the drug is metabolized or how TMG is metabolized. Individuals with bipolar disorder or mania, that's because this could increase those manic symptoms, make them worse as you increase those levels of neurotransmitters. So what are some of the benefits of TMG versus other medications? Trimethylglycine is a naturally occurring compound found in plants and animals, offering potential benefits for mental health without the risk of addiction or severe side effects associated with some prescription medications. As a methyl donor, TMG plays a crucial role in various metabolic processes, including the production of neurotransmitters like serotonin, dopamine, norepinephrine, which regulate mood, sleep, and cognitive function. So it's not just limited to mental health, it also can help with cognition, it can help with sleep, it can help with a lot of different things. It may help alleviate the symptoms of depression, anxiety, and stress by supporting healthy levels of those neurotransmitters. It is natural and non-addictive, so it makes it a great alternative to prescription medications and other medications that may be addictive or may be tolerance building, such as benzodiazepines, other anxiolytics that relieve anxiety but ultimately can cause more harm than good in the long term. Beyond its potential benefits for mental health, TMG has been explored for its applications in various other areas. Some research suggests that TMG may support cardiovascular health by reducing homocysteine levels, a risk factor for heart disease. It may also play a role in liver health, detoxification processes, and immune function. Additionally, TMG has been studied for its potential to enhance athletic performance and aid in recovery from exercise-induced stress. Okay, let's talk about some of the drawbacks for TMG. One of the main concerns is the lack of long-term research and regulatory oversight on the safety and efficacy of TMG supplementation, particularly for mental health conditions. So there you got to make sure you're getting a quality supplement, you got to make sure you're using it correctly. So there are some drawbacks there that result in maybe some extra responsibility on the part of those taking it to make sure that they're getting the correct supplement that is well produced and well regulated so that it is not going to cause harm. While TMG is generally considered safe when taken in recommended doses, there is limited data on its potential side effects, interactions with medications, and long-term effects on your mental health. The supplement industry is not tightly regulated as the pharmaceutical industry, which means that the quality, purity, and potency of TMG supplements can vary widely between manufacturers. Also, there is risk of overconsumption or misuse of TMG, especially when individuals self-medicate without proper medical guidance. High doses of TMG may lead to adverse reactions such as nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, and other gastrointestinal issues. It is important to note that the effectiveness of TMG for specific mental health conditions such as depression or anxiety is not well established. While some studies have shown potential benefits, the evidence is still limited. Furthermore, TMG should not be considered a substitute for professional medical treatment or counseling. Mental health conditions can be complex and may require a multifaceted approach involving therapy, lifestyle changes, and in some cases prescription medications under the guidance of a qualified healthcare professional. So in conclusion, TMG is a natural compound that has shown promise in the treatment of various mental health conditions, including depression and anxiety and cognitive impairment. Its mechanism of action involves modulating neurotransmitter levels, reducing inflammation, and promoting neuronal health. While the evidence for its use is still emerging, several studies have demonstrated potential benefits improving mood, reducing stress, and enhancing cognitive function. Again, in my experience, TMG has been a benefit and a good addition to my mental health regimen, and is complementary to the medications that I already take for my anxiety and depression. TMG seems to be a really good add-on to the SAMe that I already take, which allows my body to take advantage of all the different pathways to create neurotransmitters, whether that's the trimethylglycine pathway, the SAMe pathway, and also it complements the selective serotonin reuptake inhibitor that I take, otherwise known as the Prozac. Now, you need to be careful when mixing prescriptions with supplements like these. Please do it under the guidance of your doctor and whoever is prescribing your prescription mental health treatment. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you found something beneficial and productive from it. Hopefully you can take something from this video and apply it to your own mental health regimen so that you can live your best life possible. And thank you so much for supporting us. Please like this video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you want more just like this. Thank you so much for watching.